Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Apprentice School Athletic Center, located here in Newport News, Virginia, on the campus of Newport. Newport. Where are we again? We're on the campus of NNS. Let's say that. We are so grateful to have you here because this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic matchup between your Lady Builders coming into this afternoon's contest with an overall record of 3-2, taking on the Crusaders of Christendom College out of Fort, if I remember correctly, Fort Royal, Virginia. I will get myself together momentarily. Let's talk about our opponent coming in with their head coach, Mary Minnick. She is 1-1 in the season. This is her 8th season at the helm for the Crusaders. After talking to Coach Minnick just prior to this afternoon's contest, I asked her, tell me a little bit about your basketball team. She said, look, we are just figuring things out. We still have a few young ladies on the team that have just gotten back from Rome. And there are some young ladies that are still in Rome, which is a part of their curriculum. So we're still figuring ourselves out. Don't want to give away too many of their secrets. I understand that, but we look forward to seeing them taking on the Lady Builders. Speaking of the Lady Builders, they come into this afternoon's contest, like I said a second ago, 3-2 on this young season under their new head coach, Aisha Gainey. She's in her first season at the helm of the Lady Builders, and we can already see the difference in this basketball team. They're playing together, they're playing with confidence, and we look forward to them doing their thing here on this court this afternoon. The officials for this afternoon's contest are Kelly Mitchell, Melquan Williams Morris, and Jalen Jarrett. They will be handling all of the administrative duties in this afternoon's contest. Both teams are making their way onto the court. We're now at the center logo, and we are ready to tip things off this afternoon as your Lady Builders take on the Crusaders of Christendom College. We are underway, and the Lady Builders handle the opening tip. Your starting five for the Lady Builders are Jayla Stratton, Renice Berry, Neandra Kelly, Dejanelle Linton Robinson, and Cornesia Lamberson. Builders working down into the low blocks. First shot of the afternoon is a miss. Christendom able to beat the press put on by the Lady Builders. Unable to convert on the offensive end. Lady Builders with their second possession. We're still scoreless. Just underway here in this afternoon's contest. An early tip, 12 p.m. So once again, we are excited to have you along for the ride as we play 4 periods as the dish inside, not handled well by the Lady Builders. Basketball goes out of bounds off of Lamberson, and that will be the Builders' first turnover of the afternoon. Now, a couple of players to watch, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never seen Christendom play, and this is your first time, there are a couple of sisters on this team as the Builders. Nice hand on defense, able to poke it out of bounds as Kelly, but it will remain Crusader basketball as the Crusaders on offense. A couple of ladies, the Pennefather sisters, and we'll talk a little bit more about them as that shot is up and off the glass. Good. Speaking of Pennefather, that is Mary Pennefather, whose name we may be calling quite often this evening or this afternoon for the Crusaders as the Builders launch. Shot off the mark, long rebound taken by the Crusaders. Crusaders looking to run. Nice hand inside on defense by the Lady Builders to force the Crusaders to reset on offense as they continue to attack the basket. That one is up and good off the glass. That is Georgie Snyder, her first point. She's joined on the floor by the Crusaders with Mary Pennefather, Sydney Villarreal. As that three is launched, that one is good. Ron Eastberry, her first three of the afternoon, the first three for either team this evening as that ball is tipped. Mary Parsons also on the court for the Crusaders as that three goes down. That's Mary Pennefather. Lucy Pennefather is the other starter on the court for the Crusaders. So real quickly, Mary Parsons, Sydney Villarreal, Mary Pennefather is that shot up off the glass, foul call. So that'll send the Builders to the line to shoot two. Georgie Snyder and Lucy Pennefather are your starters. That foul is going to be whistled on Mary Parsons. That'll be her first personal foul. That'll be the team's first as the Builders make substitutions. As Sierra Lundy, she'll get a chance to see action here in the first period as the first free throw from Cornesia Lamberson is up and good. Crusaders lead right now by a score of 7-4. Once again, we are early in the first period here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. Second of two off the mark. Here's Mary Pennefather to Lucy Pennefather. So again, those names, get used to them. They pretty much own every statistical category for the Crusaders. Is that shot off the mark? Lady Builders clear the offensive board. The defensive board. Builders attack the basket. Nice job of navigating the baseline for that easy two is Renice Berry. That is her 5th point of the afternoon in the Builders. Trail now by a point. Crusaders attack. Dish to the wing. That 3-point shot off the mark. Pace is really hectic right now. Just an up and down pace right now in this basketball game. That rebound not going to be handled well by Lucy Pennefather. It goes off of her ankle out of bounds. So it will be Lady Builder basketball. 6.5 minutes left in the first. Builders trail here at home, 7-6. Builders continue to work the perimeter. Crusaders in a man-to-man defense as that launch from 3 by Kelly hits off the back of the iron. Here come the Crusaders. Builders with the interception. Back the other way is Lamberson. That shot up and off the glass. Good. That is Berry. I mistook the 12 for 2. Renice Berry coming out on fire in this first period. She pretty much has all of the Builder points so far in the contest as that shot is blocked. Lamberson says, get that shot out of here, and records her first block of the afternoon as the Builders reverse the basketball back to the middle of the floor. As the Builders continue to work the perimeter with Berry. That launch from 3 goes down. Sierra Lundy, her first points of the afternoon, and the Builders have quickly come back, seize the lead, 11-7. As the Crusaders just get it over the half-court line. Prior to the 10-second call, Lady Builders running. Berry, she's fouled. Shot nearly goes down. As we wait for the official to tell us who that foul call was on. That foul call is on Georgie Snyder. That is her first personal foul. That is the team's second. And when we come back from this under 6 media timeout, Builders will be shooting 2, 11-7, Builders.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
11-7, our score here. We're in the first period of action as the Lady Builders take on the Crusaders of Christendom College out of Fort Royal, Virginia. Their head coach, Mary Minnick. She's in her 8th season at the helm for the Crusaders as they trail the Lady Builders right now by a score of 11-7. Prior to that media timeout, there was a foul call that was whistled on Georgie Snyder. That will be her first personal foul and the team's second, which sends Ronnie Berry to the line. She hits the first of two. She now has 8 points in the quarter. She's come out so far on fire for the Lady Builders as the left-hander hits the second of two. Builders with a little bit of full court pressure here off of the make, and it works. It results in a turnover. Builders attack the basket. Nice spin move inside for the easy shot off the glass. Joy Wright. New into the basketball game out of the timeout as the Builders go right back to the full court press. This time the Crusaders handle it a little bit better. Feed inside kick. Crusaders really crisp ball movement as we are going to get a foul call. That foul call will go on Joy Wright. That will be Joy Wright's first personal foul. That'll be the team's first of the period. Once each team gets 5 team fouls in a period, that's when the free throws start. That's when they get into the bonuses. That feed goes inside underneath. Lucy Pennefather off the glass for 2. Builders back on the attack, leading 15-9 as Builders not taking care of the basketball on that possession. That will go down as, that'll only go down as the second turnover for the Lady Builders in the quarter. Christendom, again, continue with the crisp ball movement as that pass goes inside to Lucy Pennefather. She scores off the glass. Lucy Pennefather, I believe that's her. We'll look at the updated stats in just a moment. I think that may be her 6th point of the afternoon. If not, she has 4 as Berry, step back 3, high arcing 3. It didn't hit anything. Builders try to get the loose ball, but it leads to a fast break opportunity for the Crusaders. But the Lady Builders able to recover on defense. Torrid pace here. You got to love it as a basketball fan. As Crusader step back 3 is going to be for naught, as that will be a traveling violation on Lucy Pennefather. Cornisha Lamberson will make her way back into the ball game. So right now on the floor for the Lady Builders, Jayla Stratton, Sierra Lundy, Dejanelle Linton Robinson, as that ball is going to go out of bounds. That'll be another turnover for the Lady Builders. Joy Wright is also on the floor for the Lady Builders. So Coach Gainey not afraid to go deep into her bench to give her Lady Builders some playing experience as Lucy Pennefather misses. Lady Builders with another defensive rebound. Looking to run. Here's Lundy. Fee goes inside, poked away. Builders able to gather. The step through layup off the glass, no good. Fight underneath. Crusaders come away with it. Crusaders waste no time on offense. Again, I asked Coach Minnick, what would I see out of her basketball team offensively? She didn't reveal anything as Lundy decides to launch the 3. That one is off the mark. Rebound comes down to the Crusaders. Again, she said we're just trying to figure ourselves out. Well, it looks like they are a very up-tempo offense type of basketball team as that feed goes inside, stripped away by the Lady Builders, but it'll stay on this end. Mary Parsons will make her way back onto the floor for the Crusaders. 2:07 remaining in the first. Crusaders look to trigger it in, and they do. Shot clock now at 10. Right on the defense. Pennefather, fake. Shot blocked by Wright, and it's going to stay on this end as the shot clock expires. So the officials will put 1 second back on the shot clock. It will remain Crusaders basketball. 1:53 remaining in the first period. Lady Builders lead by 4. Feed inside. Shot off. Are they going to give it to her? So the officials say that the shot clock did not start on time. So it's going to be a shot clock violation. So wipe the 3 off the board. And the Lady Builders will still maintain a 4-point lead as Neandra Kelly back onto the floor for the Lady Builders as Lundy feeds inside to Robinson. Wright travels. That'll be a turnover for the Lady Builders. Jayla Stratton comes on for the Lady Builders. Here's Pennefather. To the other Pennefather. Lucy attacks the basket. Her shot is blocked by Wright. Wright, that is her second block of the afternoon. Lady Builders. To Wright. Wright works the baseline. Her shot was partially blocked by Pennefather, but there's going to be a loose ball foul underneath. That foul is going to be credited to Cornesia Lamberson. That'll be her first personal foul, and the team's first. We're just now under a minute remaining in the first period. Builders continue to hold to a 4-point lead. Crusaders press. Get inside. Tough shot off the mark. Here's Wright. The feed inside. Nice low post move that time by Dejanelle Linton Robinson. That's her first basket of the afternoon as we're now under 30 seconds. As Mary Pennefather able to penetrate and bank it off the glass for 2. She now has 5 points this afternoon, averaging 15.5 per contest as that shot is up and good at the basket and the foul. Release Berry onto the floor. And Cornesia Lamberson gets an opportunity to complete the 3-point play the old-fashioned way with the and 1. Rebound off the mark. Lady Builders had an opportunity at the loose ball as the Crusaders don't call the timeout with 8.6 left in the first. Instead, it's going to be a tie-up. Jump ball situation favors the Crusaders, so they save that timeout, still maintain possession. We're at 7 seconds. Crusaders trying to get a shot off before the clock expires. They do. No good, and that is how the first period of action will wrap up here at the Apprentice School Athletics Center. After 1, the Lady Builders lead 19-13 over the Crusaders of Christendom.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina and I work for HII.
We're about to begin. We're about to start the second period of action here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. Lady Builders lead by a score of 19-13 over the Crusaders of Christendom College. Again, out of Fort Royal, Virginia. Stratton looks over the defense. Gets to Berry. Berry off the back of the iron, long rebound gathered by Snyder. Crusaders attack the paint. Lady Builders have really played exceptional defense this afternoon. Already 2 blocks on the day, 12 rebounds in this game. Step back 3 off the mark. Loose ball taken and controlled by the Lady Builders. Builders will look to see what they can do offensively against this man-to-man defense of the Crusaders. Kelly thought about launching it, instead attacks the paint. Right-handed shot off the glass, did everything but go down. So the Builders will maintain their 6-point lead, 19-13, as the Crusaders come back. Thought that may have been a travel, but no call as the feed goes inside, shot off the glass, and a foul. That's Lucy Pennefather with the basket. The foul is going to be whistled on Renice Berry. That'll be her first personal foul, the team's first of the period. So Lucy Pennefather will step to the line to complete the 3-point play, and she does. And that cuts the Builder lead in half, 19-13. Shade over 8.5 remaining in the first half. Here's Berry, who came out hot in that first quarter. Gets her, that is her 11th point of the afternoon. So again, Builders press. It results in a turnover. Stratton decides to pull it out, reset the offense. That skip pass to Berry. Berry buries it from 3. She now has 14 points in the first half. I don't know what her pregame meal was, but she needs to eat that every single week. Crusaders come back to try to respond with their own 3. It's off the mark. And they find themselves now down by their largest deficit of the afternoon, 8 points, as the Builders go back on offense. Here's Berry. Berry to Kelly. Berry thought about launching it from 3. She's hot right now. She gets it to Kelly. Shot clock at 5, but the Builders turn it over. Back come the Crusaders. Nice dish on the wing. Reverse layup. No good by Villarreal as Berry attacks the basket. Builders come away empty on the possession. Here come the Crusaders. Kick outside. Instead of shooting the 3, they decide to attack the basket, and there's going to be a foul call underneath on the Lady Builders. That foul is going to be credit to Neandra Kelly. That'll be her first personal foul in the team's second of the period as the Builders make an entire front line change. Dejanelle Linton Robinson makes her way back onto the floor. She's joined by Elizabeth Shaw. Amariana Collins Epps is also into the contest. I also see Sierra Lundy on the floor and Joy Wright are out there as well as Georgie Snyder hits the free throw. 24-18 is your score. We're just a shade under 7 minutes remaining here in the first half as these teams continue to battle. Builders turn it over. Crusaders with an opportunity to cut into this Builder lead as that three is launched once again from outside, hits the front of the rim. Builders with an opportunity, but they decide to back it out and set up their half-court offense. Here's Shaw. Wright steps inside the arc, decides to launch. Nice job by Wright to not rush her shot, but just simply find her spot on the floor, and she's able to knock it down for 2, 26-18. As the Builders come with the full court press. Crusaders break it. Feed goes inside. Pennefather. Nice low post move. Lucy Pennefather. She now has 9 points on the afternoon. Builder lead down to 6. Robinson, strong move inside the paint with the right hand. That puts the Builder lead back at 8. The Builders once again pressure the heck out of the basketball, and the Builders force the 10-second violation. Shot clock currently sits at 19. Lady Builders once again successful with that full court press. That's the third turnover that they forced here in the first half off of their full court press. As you hear Coach Gainey yell out the instructions to the offense, as the Builders look to go up by their largest margin of the afternoon, currently up by 8. As the Builders attack, we're going to get a tie-up underneath. It's going to be a jump ball situation. They are going to say that it belongs to the Crusaders. So it will be Crusader basketball. 5:02 remaining in the first half. Lady Builders up by 8. Now, these teams come in this afternoon as far as points per game. Christendom, they average less than 50 points a game, while the Lady Builders are averaging 63 points a game. So right now, this pace, point-wise, really favors the Lady Builders as that shot up off the glass, no good, but there's a foul. Dejanelle Linton Robinson is going to be credited with her first foul of the contest. That'll be the third foul of the second quarter, and we're going to get a timeout. Timeout taken by the Crusaders. Lady Builders up by 8. We'll be back.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
4:43 remaining in the second period here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center on a Saturday afternoon basketball matchup between the Crusaders of Christendom and your Lady Builders. Prior to that media timeout, Dejanelle Linton Robinson was called for her first personal foul, the team's third. So that puts Georgie Snyder at the line with an opportunity to shoot 2, and she misses the first. The Crusaders come into this afternoon's contest shooting about 56% as a team from the free throw line as they come away empty there on that possession. Both free throws missed. Lady Builders looking to capitalize. A score here will give the Lady Builders their largest lead of the afternoon, and they get it. Dejanelle Linton Robinson underneath. That is their second basket of the afternoon, and the Builders force another turnover off of their full court press, and the Builders convert. Amariana Collins Epps, she gets into the scoring column. That's her first points of the afternoon. Builder lead now up to 12 once again. Now it's down to 10, so the Builders still enjoying a comfortable lead here as we're now under 4 minutes remaining in the first half. That's skip pass inside against the Crusader defense that fell asleep defensively. And Amariana Collins, Epps gets her second basket of the afternoon. She now has 4. 34-22 Builders as Christendom launches from 3. Loose ball rebound comes off to the Lady Builders. Right into the lane. Stops, pops, and hits. Pace has really picked up here out of the media timeout. 36-22 as the Crusaders do a much better job this time of handling the full court press as the kick to the corner for 3 is off the back of the iron. Rebound fought for and won by the Lady Builders. Here's Wright. Wright. Baseline jumper off the mark. That is by far the toughest shot on the court. Feed. Nice feed inside. Shot goes off the mark. Here's Berry. Berry now with 14 points in the first half. Lady Builders work the perimeter. Robinson thought about going inside. Instead, skip pass over to Stratton. Shot clock now well under 10. Builders haven't made a move towards the basket yet. Here's Berry. Berry off the dribble. Shot up and good. Berry has been very, very good this afternoon. That is her 16th point of the afternoon. We're going to get a timeout. Not sure if that's a media timeout. 2:02 is going to be a media timeout. We'll break with them. 2:02. Builders lead by 16.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
Thirty-eight 22. 2:02 left in the first half. Renice Berry has been going off. She has 16 points here in the first half. Builders lead is now up to 16. 38-22 as Christendom out of the timeout attack. Thought about the 3 was Pennefather. I'm sorry. Crusader continue to work the perimeter. Shot clock now with 12. That launch from 3 off the mark from the iron. Rebound comes off to the Crusaders. Crusaders trying to work to get this lead if they can. Under or around 10 going into the locker room. Fight for the loose ball comes off to Lundy. Lundy feed inside. Shot hit the bottom of the backboard, but there was a foul call. That foul call will more than likely be credited, and it will, to Mary Pennefather. That'll be her first personal foul. That'll be the team's first of the second period. So that will put Cornegia Lamberson back at the free throw line. Cornesia is trying to see what her point total is prior to this free throw. Well, after the free throw, that will now be her 4th point this afternoon. But the story of the first half for the Lady Builders, as far as scoring, has been Renice Berry. She has had a fantastic first half as the second free throw goes down. Builder lead now up to 18, 1:16 remaining in the first half. Builders off of the made basket, go right back to the full court press. Crusaders able to break it. Builders able to recover on defense as Pennefather off the glass for 2 and the foul. That foul is going to go on Carly Baldy. That'll be her first personal foul in the team 4th. So that'll put Lucy Pennefather at the free throw line, and she completes the 3-point play, and that trims the Builder lead to 15, 40-25. We're now under a minute remaining in the first half as Kelly surveys the defense. Builders continue to work the perimeter, and they turn it over. Crusaders on the fast break. Basketball is going to be poked away. It's going to stay on this end. Elizabeth Shaw with the defensive effort as Linton Robinson makes her way into the basketball game for Lamberson. Lamberson will take a seat. 35.9 remaining in the half. Lady Builders with a 15-point lead. Crusaders having trouble finding someone to get it in time, and they do. Here's Snyder. Snyder to Pennefather. Pennefather tries to get it to Pennefather. It's going to go off of her leg, out of bounds. That's a turnover. So the Lady Builders with an opportunity to hold the basketball for the final shot of the half, potentially add to their 15-point lead over the Crusaders. Kelly to Robinson. Here's Lundy. Play clock now under 10. Lundy to Kelly. Builders may not get off a very good shot. Instead, they turn it over, and there's a foul call underneath. So with only 2.1 seconds remaining on the game clock, there's going to be a foul call. So that's going to be on Carly Bailey. That is her second personal foul, and that's the team's 5th. So with 2.1 seconds remaining in the first half, the Builders commit the foul, and they put the Crusaders in the bonus. So they get an opportunity to score. They don't on that free throw, but that gave the Crusaders an opportunity to score the basketball with the clock stopped prior to the half. So they do trim 1 point off of the lead. 2.1 Lundy launches as good as it goes, and it doesn't. It falls innocently in the lane on the other end. Story of the first half, ladies and gentlemen, Renice Berry finishes up the first half in double digits. She has 16 points. Builders lead by 14. We will step away at the half. We will come back soon with second half action and first half stats. Don't go anywhere. We'll return. We're about close to wrapping up halftime here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. Once again, so glad you could join alongside of us, Howard McCain. Dave Davenport is our engineer producer, and just want to go over some quick first half stats. We'll start with the visitors from Christendom College. Lucy Pennefather is your leading scorer on the afternoon for the Crusaders. She has 14 points on 6 of 11 shooting. The Crusaders shot 31.3% from the field in the first half. For the home Lady Builders, of course, it was Renice Berry who led all scores, not just for the Builders, but in the contest. She had 16 off of 6 of 11 shooting. The difference between her and her counterpart, Lucy Pennefather, Berry was able to convert from the three-point line. She was 2 of 5 from the three-point line. Both teams left the court after the first half tied, and the total number of rebounds 18 apiece. Builders able to get 13 points from their bench, while Christendom wasn't able to get any points. Now, they have a very, very limited bench. Again, I told you in the first half that Coach Minnick says that several of her players are still in Rome. Yeah, Rome, Italy, ladies and gentlemen. And if you've never been to Rome, please put that on your bucket list. One of the most beautiful cities to ever visit, ever. Lady Builders' largest lead of the first half was 18. They now lead by 14 as we get ready to start the second half. We are underway. Once again, so glad you could join myself and Dave Davenport as the Builders work the perimeter. Here's Berry. Berry. Her shot off the glass is good. She now has 18, and she is picking up right where she left off in the first half. Builders matching their largest lead. No, I'm sorry. No, not yet. Builders up by 16. Feed goes inside to Pennefather. Her shot too strong. Back comes Berry. Able to find Kelly underneath the left-hand layup off the mark. Berry decides to squeeze it from 3. That one's off the back of the iron. Builders control the offensive board on this possession. That shot off the glass is good for Lamberson. Lamberson now with 7 points this afternoon. Builders looking really, really good on offense as Christendom continues with the crisp passing. Here's Pennefather. As Mary Pennefather decides to squeeze it from 3, her shot way off the mark. I think the Crusaders may have kind of settled for that 3-point shot that time. But if you're Coach Minnick, when it comes to the Pennefathers, who are out of Manassas, Virginia, those ladies have the green light. They can shoot anytime they want to. As Kelly decides to shoot it anytime she wants to, and she drains it from 3. Builders now with their largest lead of the afternoon. They are up by 21 as we've just gotten started with the third period as the Crusaders turn it over. Builders decide to push it. Here's Berry. Berry shot up. She is no good. She's fouled. So Mary Pennefather will be credited with her her second personal foul, the team's first of the second half. So that'll put Renice Berry at the line. She now has 18 points out in the afternoon. Make it 19. She ended the first half hot, and she's come out in the second half hot. If she's able to convert here, this is her 4th point of the half, and it is. And the Lady Builders now lead by 23. Builders continue with a light press this time, but the Crusaders still turn the basketball over. Mary was trying to get the basketball inside to her sister, Lucy Pennefather. Pass a little too strong, goes out of bounds, turnover. The Builders work the perimeter. Here's Berry. Berry now with 20, make it 22. All types of career highs in scoring by Renice Berry this afternoon. She is absolutely feeling it offensively as Pennefather able to knife through the defense, lay it off the glass for 2. That sort of stops the bleeding momentarily. Builders now with a 23-point lead as Berry. Can she miss? Is there any way she can miss a shot this afternoon? That is her 25th point today. And we still have a whole period and a half left to play, and she has 25. As we're going to get a timeout, I believe, and that's going to be the immediate timeout. 54-28, Builders with a commanding lead. We'll be back.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
54-28, Builders running away with it right now, mainly due to the play of Renice Berry. Renice Berry, 25 points off of 9 of 15 shooting. She is 3 of 7 from the three-point arc. Right now, it's like she's throwing it in the ocean. As the Builders nearly turn it over, here's Berry. She decides to attack the basket with the left-handed layup, and it's off the glass and good. She now has 27 points, and I think many of us are just wondering, what is she going to finish this basketball game with right now? She is not missing the inside of the basket at all. Crusaders unable to convert on the 3. Builders allow it to trickle out of bounds. This is nuts. This has been fun to watch. Hopefully the coming out party of Renice Berry to everyone. As the feed goes inside to Renice, she finally misses a shot, gathers her own miss, and sticks it back for 2 for 29 points. At the pace she is going, she could very well finish this contest with 40. As the Builders turn it over, here's Berry once again. Berry, 29 points. Will she convert on the fast break? She will not, but she is fouled. That foul is going to be whistled on Sydney Villarreal. That'll be her first personal foul, the team's second of the third period, as the Builders send in Carly Baldy. And at the line, Miss Can't Miss this afternoon, Renice Berry, and she doesn't. That is her 30th point. 30 points for Renice Berry. And if her people are watching, you're watching your baby be in fuego. If this was NBA 2K, she would be on fire right now. 60-28. Lady Builders dominating as the Builders with the full court press once again. Pennefather being guarded by Berry. Crusaders able to break the press. Pennefather looking for help. Shot up, no good, but there's going to be a foul. That foul is going to be whistled on Renice Berry. That is her second personal foul. That is the team's first of the period. So Serena Keller was fouled in the act of shooting, so she'll go to the line and shoot two. And she misses the first. And the second goes down. Builders lead 60-29 as Elizabeth Shaw makes her way onto the court. Lundy with the basketball. Lundy directs the offense. Here's Wright. Wright already with a couple of blocks in the basketball game so far as Baldy kicks it to Wright. Wright decides to launch for three. The two-handed jumper off the mark. Angelica Morales will make her way onto the floor for the Crusaders as the Crusaders look to try to handle this four-court press, and they do just that as Pennefather goes coast to coast with a right-hand layup. So 60-31 now, Builder lead at 29 as Shaw gets trapped. Shaw turns it over. Here comes Villarreal with the fake, unable to convert the layup though. So the Crusaders look to attack. Here's Pennefather. Her step-through jumper in the lane is good. Mary Pennefather, the junior guard out of Manassas, Virginia. And that cuts the Builder lead to 27. Builders led by as many as 32. That's right. Works. Shot off the glass and good. Nice move. Beautiful low post moves right there by Joy Wright to create just enough separation between her and the defender to get the shot off and in for good for two. Builders running with Lundy. Shaw decides to shoot from the baseline. Loose ball fought for. And it's going to be controlled by the Lady Builders. There's going to be a jump ball situation. It is going to go the other way based on the possession arrow. Oh, never mind. It's going to be a foul call instead. So they're going to credit Angelica Morales with the foul. We're going to step away. Media timeout. 3:38 remaining. We'll be back.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
.338 remaining here in the third. Once again, so glad you could join us as the Lady Builders with a commanding, I mean a commanding lead here in this contest, 62-33 over the Crusaders of Christendom as the Lady Builders on the attack now with Stratton. That launch from three off the mark. Rebound taken by Pennefather. Mary Pennefather with the basketball. looking to create something, finds her sister Lucy. Her shot is blocked, and there's a foul underneath. Cornesia Lamberson with the block, but they're going to call a foul underneath. They're going to call the foul. I believe that was on Collins Epps. That'll be her second personal foul and the team's second as Pennefather converts. Builders back quickly after the made bucket. Nice job. Nice hustle. Nope, they're going to say the Lady Builders are going to turn it over. I thought that Lamberson had done a nice job of just kind of diving out of bounds, grabbing the basketball, and bouncing it off of a Crusader player. But instead, the official said she came down with the basketball. So back come the Crusaders on the other end as Pennefather throws up a bit of a wild shot. Christendom has really, really played with so much energy. You have to realize how much do they actually have left in the tank. Is there going to be a foul call? That's going to go on Elizabeth Shaw. That'll be her first personal foul. The team's third as Builders make substitutions as Neandra Kelly and Renice Berry make their way back onto the floor. As Georgie Snyder misses the first of two from the free throw line. Lady Builders with a commanding 62-35 lead here. 2:47 left in the third as the second of two goes down. So one of the things to keep an eye on is the fatigue level of the Lady Crusaders. They have a very, very short bench. They may have five, well, not five, but they may have 6 or 7 players total that are dressed for this contest. So their bench is extremely, extremely short, unlike the Lady Builders, who can make essentially an entire front line change as Kelly navigates through the defense. Her shot is no good, but she's fouled. That's going to be whistled on Lucy Pennefather. That'll be her first personal foul and the team's fourth as Dejanelle Linton Robinson makes her way back into the ball game. And that'll put Neandra Kelly at the free throw line to shoot 2. She already has 3 points this afternoon, looking to add to this Builder lead. Not quite on this free throw. 2:16 left in the third. This is not a conference game for either one of these teams. Builders are yet to get into conference play. They're still pretty much in the they're on their out of conference schedule at the moment as Neandra Kelly hits the second of 2, 63-36 now. Builders force another turnover off of their pressure backcourt defense as Kelly gets it to Brown. Here we go. Brown. Once again, she cannot miss. Even when she's been sitting on the bench for a while, she still comes out and she is red hot. 34. 34 this afternoon from Renice Brown. Builders force another turnover. Here's Stratton. Stratton to Kelly. Kelly attacks. Kelly's shot is off the glass. No good. We're going to have a tie-up on the loose ball, and they're going to whistle, I believe, a foul. Indeed, they are. As Cornesia Lamberson is going to pick up her second personal foul. That'll be the team's fourth of the third period. So she'll remain. Nope, she will come off the floor. She'll be replaced by Carly Baldy. We're now under a minute and a half remaining in the third. Builders with a 30-point lead. Crusaders attack, come away empty. Builders get it down low, or I'm sorry, they didn't get it down low. Basketball dribbled down low by Renice Berry. She's going to get tied up. They're going to call a jump ball, and the possession arrow is in favor of the Crusaders. So we'll go back to the other end with a minute and a second remaining. As here's Villarreal. Villarreal now with less than a minute remaining on the game clock as the Crusaders fall asleep on offense, and that's going to be a turnover. So Mariana Collins-Epps replaces Neandra Kelly in the basketball game. Again, we're under a minute left. As you can hear, Coach Aisha Gainey barking out offensive responsibilities as Baldy, her shot off the mark. Here's Villarreal. Feed inside to Benefather. Her shot partially blocked, but it's still going to result in a foul as Collins Epps picks up her third personal foul. That'll be the team's fifth. So that will put Georgie Snyder. Nope, that's not Georgie. That's Mary Pennefather at the line to shoot two, and she converts the first. So Pennefather, both of them, Mary and Lucy, come into tonight's or this afternoon's basketball game, both averaging about 15 and a half points per game. And they're right around that mark. Lucy now with 18 and Mary Pennefather now with 13. But again, the story of the afternoon has been beyond a shadow of a doubt the play of Ronnie Berry, as that long three-point shot way off the mark for Collins Epps. But Renice Berry has 34 points as the Builders almost force a turnover in the backcourt at the end of the third. That's how it will come to an end. Builders up 66-37 over the Crusaders. Come back with us.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the final period of this afternoon's contest, again, between the Crusaders of Christendom College and the Lady Builders. Lady Builders, of course, have pretty much seized the lead and have held it all afternoon as that feed inside is up and good for Linton Robinson. And for Linton Robinson, that is her 6th point of the afternoon. Builders 68-37. But again, if you are just joining us, and even if you've been with us the entire afternoon, Renice Berry has been unconscious offensively for the Builders. She has 34 points as that feed goes inside off the glass, and here comes Berry. She decides to share the basketball with Collins Epps, and she lays it off the glass 4-2. And for Collins Epps, that is her 6th point this afternoon, and the Builders' lead has continued to be more and more insurmountable as the Builders able to come away with the loose ball underneath. So the Builders were quietly walking up court with a 70-37 lead over Christendom. The next leading scorer for the Builders has 8 points as the Builders turn it over. Lazy pass that time by the Builders, and that leads to a fast break layup. 70-39 now is our score. The next leading scorer for the Builders is Joy Wright. She only has 8. So Joy Wright with 8. Renice Berry with 34 as Berry handles the basketball. She looks, she works off of a screen, decides to launch it for 3. That one off the mark. Berry goes down low, fights for the offensive rebound, doesn't get it, but there's a foul underneath. That foul will be credited to Mary Pennefather. That'll be her 3rd personal foul and the team's first of the period as Lundy makes her way into the ball game, and Baldy will make her way to the free throw line. Baldy looking for her first point, and it has still evaded her. 8:05 left in this afternoon's basketball game. And her second of 2 is missed. So Baldy will look for another opportunity to get herself into the scoring column as the Crusaders come back on offense, working against this man-to-man defense by the Lady Builders. Here's Pennefather, or short jumper off the back of the iron. Lundy to Berry. Berry thought about shooting it. Instead, it's Linton Robinson underneath for her 10th point of the afternoon. So she now is the second leading scorer for the Builders on the afternoon with 10 as that left-handed layup off the mark. Here's Villarreal. Her left-handed layup this time is good. Although the Christendom Crusaders have been down pretty much this entire basketball game, they've continued to fight. You can start to see fatigue set in just a little bit with this Crusader basketball team, as Baldy still unable to get herself into the scoring column. So we're going to have a dead ball situation as Joy Wright and Neandra Kelly will make their way onto the floor for the Lady Builders. You can start to see some of the Crusader players start to put their hands on their hips. That's not a posture of surrender. That's a posture of fatigue, as this has been an up and down contest all afternoon. As the Crusaders have been down by so many points, they're trying to score as quickly as they can, and that's taken a lot of energy, as we're going to get a reach-in foul on the loose ball action. That foul, that's going to go against Joy Wright. That'll be her second personal foul. That'll be the team's first of the quarter. So no free throws upcoming for the Crusaders, as Villarreal looks for someone to get the basketball into. I think there's going to be a foul call. So they got bailed out. Looked like the foul, looked like the 5-second violation was going to take place, but instead they're going to call a foul on Joy Wright. So that kind of bails the Crusaders out of a turnover. That's going to be Wright's 3rd personal foul and the team's 2nd of the quarter. Here's Villarreal, double team, turns it over. Here's Berry. Berry, can she add to a point total? She doesn't. Instead, she dishes it off to Linton Robinson, who misses, but Berry is able to tie it up to force the tie-up, but the possession arrow is in favor of the Crusaders. Pennefather gets it over half court. Pennefather decides to take on Linton Robinson, and she gets the ball off the basket for 2. So for Lucy Pennefather, that is her 20th point this afternoon. Here's Collins Epps. Her defender falls down. Joy Wright on the baseline, unable to hit the tough jumper. Here's Villaro. Working on Kelly. Able to get around Kelly, get to the basket. Her shot is blocked. That leads to a fast break opportunity for Kelly with the left hand, and the layup is good. 74-43 is our score. Crusaders work off of the screen. That shot partially blocked by Wright, but the loose ball picked back up by the Crusaders, and it's Pennefather underneath with the right-handed layup. Builders back quickly. Wright attacks. Her shot off the glass is good for two. So for Joy Wright, that is her 10th point of the afternoon. And she is now tied for the second most points this afternoon for the Lady Builders. Is that loose ball foul? Oh, I'm sorry, loose ball is going to go out of bounds, and I believe we're going to take a timeout. This is the under 5 media timeout. Builders with a huge lead. We'll be back.
The USC provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to peak. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
The Builders have led this afternoon by as many as 33. They now lead by 31 over the Crusaders of Christendom, again out of Fort Royal, Virginia. Howard McCain, Dave Davenport is our engineer producer. His dad also sitting courtside with us as well, operating the cameras, has done an amazing job. We definitely appreciate you guys joining us as the Lady Builders looking to add to their win total on the season. They're now 3-2. Things hold up, and they more than likely will. They'll come out of this contest 4-2 as the Builders force a turnover. That leads to a fast break opportunity, and Joy Wright is going to be fouled. Nope, there was no foul. Strike that. I thought it was going to be a foul on Georgie Schneider, but instead, I think they called a travel. So it's going to be a turnover instead, and the Crusaders are able to come back offensively and capitalize. 76-47 as Shaw works the basketball over to Collins Epps. Here's Wright. Wright tries to feed it inside. Pennefather able to come away with it, and there's going to be a foul call. That foul is going to go on Joy Wright. That is her 4th personal foul, and the team's 3rd. Is the Builders all of a sudden aren't taking care of the basketball here down the stretch. If you're Coach Gainey, I'm sure she would like to see her team finish strong, finish the right way, just take care of the basketball, get this last 3+ minutes off the clock, and let's get out of here with a win. But instead, it's a play-on situation after the missed shot for the Crusaders as the step-through layup, no good, and we're going to get a foul call. That foul is going to go on Mary Pennefather. That is her 4th personal foul, the 2nd team foul of the quarter. One more, and Pennefather is done for the afternoon. Here's Barry. Barry hadn't scored in a while. Honestly, does she need to? It's Kelly. tries to step through, and they're going to call a travel. Traveling call on Neandra Kelly. That'll be a turnover for the Builders. That'll be their 13th of the afternoon. 3:16 remaining. Kelly tries to match. Pennefather in foot speed. We're going to have a foul call. I believe it's going to be on the screen, was it? Yeah, it's going to be on the screen set by Lucy Pennefather. I think, wait a minute. Now, they're both 23s. Who did she whistle the 23 on? Was it our 23 or theirs? Okay, they're going to whistle the foul on our 23. So that's Neandra Kelly. That's her second personal foul and the team's fourth. Shaw comes away with the rebound. Kelly. Shaw. Basketball being controlled right now by Kelly. Shot clock at 12 as Kelly attacks. Has the basketball taken away. Here's Pennefather working against Joy Wright. Wild shot off the mark. Leads to a fast break opportunity for Berry. Berry faked the pass. Instead, she missed with the left-handed layup in transition. Here's Pennefather. Has the basketball poked away from behind by Berry. So the basketball will stay on this end. I really like the pace of the basketball game towards the end as substitutions come in for the Lady Builders as Linton Robinson makes her way onto the floor along with Stratton. Collins Epps will come in as well. Serena Keller will come in for Lucy Pennefather for the Crusaders. Berry nearly took that one away. 2:16 remaining. Angelica Morales will come in for Mary Parsons for the Crusaders. As you can hear, Coach Gainey screaming for the 5-second call. I was waiting for it to come as well. It did not. And instead, Mary Pennefather able to bank it high off the glass for two. 76-49. Now 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in this afternoon's basketball game is Stratton. Here's Berry. Berry splits the defense. Left-handed shot off the glass. Loose ball comes down to the Crusaders. Collins Epps trying to guard Pennefather. Nothing doing there is Pennefather, Mary Pennefather. She now has 19 on the afternoon, so she is, of course, surpassed her point per game mark as Berry missed everything on that one. So we've seen Renice Berry make it to 34 points, and she's kind of sat there for quite some time, but that's okay. We'll just save those points for another day. Here's Pennefather. Villarreal. And she is going to travel with the basketball, so she will commit a turnover at the 1:10 mark remaining in the contest. Basketball game really hasn't been much of a contest since about midway through the first period. Builder sees the lead and have not surrendered it since as that feed inside off the glass for two for Linton Robinson. She now has 12 on the afternoon. We're now under a minute remaining in the basketball game as Pennefather. Instead of keeping it, she tried to get it to Morales. That leads to a fast break opportunity for the Lady Builders. Loose ball. Basketball comes, the Crusaders come away with it, but there's a foul in the back court. So Jayla Stratton will pick up her first personal foul. That will put the Crusaders in the bonus with 37 seconds remaining, which will send Snyder to the free throw line, and she misses the first of two. 78-51. Lady Builders, as the second of two, is up and good. Lady Builders can't hold for the final shot. Stratton, her shot off the mark. Linton Robinson, her shot off the mark. Loose ball picked up by the Lady Builders. Lady Builders can now hold for the final shot if they want, but instead they turn it over on the baseline. So 17.3 seconds left in the basketball game. Here's Pennefather. Pennefather nearly turned it over. Game clock now at 7. Here's Villarreal. Her left-handed shot no good. Morales with the putback. 2.6 seconds left. Lundy, it's good if it goes, and it misses. And that'll do it here this afternoon at the Apprentice School Athletic Center as the Lady Builders get out of here with a huge, huge victory, 78-54 over the Crusaders of Christendom College. And of course, you have to tip your hat to Ronice Berry, who set all types of scoring marks for herself and her team this afternoon. She walks out of here with 34 points on the afternoon. Congratulations to Renice Berry and the Lady Builders as Coach Aisha Gainey picks up her 4th career victory as the head coach of the Lady Builders. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I always want to thank you guys for joining us. Thank you so much. For Dave Davenport, for Dave's dad, I'm Howard McCain. We're going to say thank you. We're going to sign off as the Builders get out of here with a 78-54 victory. We'll be back soon with more action here at the Apprentice School Athletic Center. But ladies and gentlemen, until then, always remember, this is Builder Basketball.